Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
Well, welcome back, everyone. It's gonna be another busy day here at the house. Mark is on his way with the truck, and they're gonna try and get the last of the clothes moved out of the house, which will be a big sigh of relief for both me and for the house. I'm sure, as it's been saddled down with all those clothes for a really long time. After the clothes are out, then we're gonna get the rest of the garbage outside, or the majority of the rest of the garbage, and then whatever's left inside the house can go to charity or to auction. And that'll be the big turning point when the house is at a point where we can start moving things out in quantity. So I'll have to rent a moving truck just like Mark did pretty soon to get all the furniture and things like this over to the auction house. And then the house will be back to the owners in hopefully much better shape than when it started. So any minute now, Mark should be showing up, and I'll get the rest of that basement cleared out. And speaking of things, the basement has a little bit more room to work with. I think Mark's gonna grab that rolling rack that was there. And I started being able to access some of these other boxes that were on this side. Now this goes back, I wanna say 15 feet by about 10 feet. About 150 square feet of stuff packed up to the roof. And what's in the boxes? Well, this is all vintage sewing machine accessories, buttonholers, sergers, all kinds of fun stuff, pedals, zigzag accessories. Okay, well, there's all sorts of things in here. So these boxes aren't necessarily clothing, which is good because I'm hoping that there's gonna be a few collectibles that we can have to sell at our shop. Whatever is clothing though is going off to Mark. And we have to start separating this stuff out. Boy, yeah, it's almost like you don't know where to start, but you got to start by moving one box out of the way. I'm slowly burrowing my way back to these racks. I think these have been back here a lot longer. Judging by these boxes, look like they're fresh out of the 70s. And inside, all sorts of alligator, snakeskin purses, wallets. I wonder if they're all purses or if there's clothing too. We'll have to find out. Okay, I've made some progress back here. Getting down to some actual household sorts of things, which is nice for a change. Still tons of clothes, every kind of outerwear you can imagine. Wool, jackets. We're gonna have a look inside this trunk of this little hat. Finest Canadian velour. Fancy little hat. And in the trunk, oh, it's more clothes. Grab some more of these for them. Floral, pastel, yellow, gold, all clothing. This is the process. The boxes come up from the basement, they get put on the step, and then David comes along, picks up the boxes, takes them to the living room, where we've got kind of a big pile going right now. They are stacking up all over here. And then from here, they go out to the truck. The last thing they'll put on will be the bagged up clothing, and then off it will go. The guys are bringing up some of the clothes. We're gonna work our way downstairs and get rid of some of the wardrobe that's hanging from the ceiling. Oh, I'm gonna get out of your way. It's like a freight train up and down the staircase. Which is part of the reason why I wanted to clear the kitchen out so that we could do this kind of work coming up from the basement. Get that out of the way. goal, I'm gonna sneak past you. Sorry, Mark.
No problem.
Okay. Have to empty out those closets. That stuff isn't really in the way right now. There's still this entire room, which is primarily clothing. But they are offering to move their resources over and get rid of these few garment bags that are here so I can see what's back in this corner, because that's not clothing beyond there. So I get to do a little treasure hunting in the basement. But I have to be careful because my allergies are acting up like crazy and I don't want to overdo it. Look at that, the world's biggest Hershey's bar. Like an 8-pound Hershey chocolate bar. I don't think it's in there anymore. I imagine it would be a lot heavier. That was one heck of a big chocolate bar one time. I might have to grab some garbage bags as I go just to fill up some trash too.
All right, so you want to hold it and I'll hold it, and you want to
Are those bags from the 70s, you think, Mark?
I figure.
They've got that look.
Yeah. They match the boxes from upstairs.
They do.
You must have bought them all together.
Yeah, probably was your total closet solution kit from 1971 or something.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully there's some good older stuff in there.
I don't know what you're going to do with all these chains now.
I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. The chains are the least of my worries. Clothes are out of the way and I can access this back corner now.
Because then you can hand it, one person can hand it to me. And
That's a good sign that we're getting warm. Everything's more or less empty, it seems, though. Empty boxes. Empty boxes. But boxes are still good, and somebody said even people will buy the Tiffany bags and boxes. We'll keep all that aside. Maybe find the jewelry at some point down here that goes with it all. Finally, after hours of digging, I find some things that are more up my alley. Vintage Dinky toys, Corgi toys, Matchbox, bags and bags and bags of them. Those are good sellers at my shop. So at least I have a few fun little things in there. Lancia Stratos, an old, what looks like maybe a Hubley tractor. There's some toys back here. I'm trying to be a little bit mindful of how long I spend in the basement because the dust is getting to me a little bit. The guys are loading up the vehicle with all their stuff. And I'm just poking around doing a little digging. Vintage Christmas ornaments by the box full. These are the old glass ones. We'll be able to sell those. Always people who like old Christmas ornaments. Looks like a Fisher-Price Sesame Street toy, 1976. Kind of cute. Put that in with the other toys. Boy, haven't seen one of these in a while. Prize in every box. Well, that's probably the prizes, little plastic kazoos or something that's inside there. Delicious popcorn confection. Oh, a few little fun knickknacks back in this corner. I'll keep digging. Getting down to some little boxes here. Electrochemistry set. You know, when your kid would have all sorts of stuff, they could light the house on fire in the room. I feel like they don't give kids electrochemistry sets too often. There's also the make your own Venus de Milo statues. It's never even been opened, it's still sealed in the plastic. But what did you find over there, Paul?
Oh, there was this nice little frame from Woodward's. I was thinking maybe I'll put that next to my front door and put a picture of just myself in it, kind of pondering. That'd be good, you know. Or maybe we'll do that and raffle it off.
Yeah, or you could get a bigger picture.
Or maybe even me dancing.
It looks like a magic mirror, like a little mirror on the wall.
Maybe it's for your cat. You put that in your, it'll back to the cat bed so the cat can see himself.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Cat mirror.
If you're that in love with it, you can have it, Paul.
I think I'll take it.
Okay. I'm gonna empty fan boxes, garbage. I can actually see the wall over here on this side. There's all sorts of little ornaments all stacked up. These quart sealer jars come in handy, and actually when I have to deal with all the pennies, it's kind of a fun way to sell pennies by the jar. There's an old, nice little red box camera. That's a keeper. I'll put that in my Alex to go box. And lots of little knickknacks and things. So the digging continues. That's weird. Esso Parawax. Some people just collect gas station stuff. You don't see wax from Esso too often. I could probably find a buyer for that, surprisingly. And we'll have to do a little unwrapping here to see what is hiding down below. Some 1950s ornaments that look kind of cool. Some electrical stuff in this bag. Oh, look at this. Brand new, like probably 1970s batteries. Never really a good idea to keep old batteries lying around. You never know when they could light up on you. In fact, you have a 9-volt with steel wool, that could catch on fire very, very quickly. Okay, so some random locks and things. I think maybe have a look in there, see if there's anything good in there. I'm going to continue to dig. More tools. Some spare electrical bits. Feel like I'm in the hardware department, approaching the hardware department back here. Found a whole bunch of jewelry boxes, which appear to be empty. It's a shame, but I can probably still use them if I find jewelry to go in them. Let's see. Is it going to be empty? I think so. Yeah. All right. Boxes coming in. Keep all those. More. Burke's is a very high-end brand, by the way. It's Tiffany-esque for Canada. Holt Renfrew. Might be some good stuff back here. I have so far burrowed underneath the staircase, and no shock, it was full of clothing and still has a bunch of clothes. Look at some little dolls back here. A whole pile of dolls, all wrapped up in plastic. You see that? So they might have a chance of being in good condition underneath all that. But where there's some toys, there's oftentimes others. Little knickknacks. Books. This was probably like a little sitting area at one point. It looks like there is a place, pink carpeting, some books to read, maybe like a little fort for kids to come play in. We have found a few other cool things. Somewhere over here, oh, here it is. This is a really cool clock. This is the type of thing I like to sell at my shop. It's a 1940s Sessions airplane clock. You can see how it actually has little rubber wheels on it. It's electric. It looks like a little propeller and the clock is on the front. That is a really funky piece from the 40s that would go on your wall. Very collectible as well. Worth over $100. So that's a nice little find underneath the steps. Wander over and check and see. This is how the bagging is going so far. Paul, Rock and Roll Paul is there. Helper Dave is carrying stuff upstairs. And Mark is tunneling in a different direction. I was tunneling under the stairs, and you've been tunneling back in the what seems to be like the fur room, the fir forest back here.
First.
The first. Can't see the first through the trees. And you can almost see walls. He's making good progress bagging
Yeah,
everything
there's
up.
actually, I did see the wall. It is back there.
Yeah, there, somewhere there's a wall back there. Okay. So good progress is being made. I mean, look at all this. We've been filling the dumpster up as well. I'll be ready to call for it to get emptied pretty soon. Found this 1950s or 60s mirrored top coffee table back there too. Kind of cool. Sort of a darker wood, darker finish, but that patina, that wear that it has is actually just fine the way it is. Somebody probably like it just as it is. A couple nice steamer trunks out of the deal too. All in all, I'm finding a few treasures, so that's all good. And I haven't even gone through all these little chalkware plaques. Yeah, they're all plaques. Fruits, people. You see that? That's what that is. It's all chalkware. Well, I'm going to continue digging and see if I can find some more goodies back here. Started cleaning off the shelves back here. More tools. A Centennial license plate, sellable. Now, how long has this paint been sitting here? CIL, it's called Clairvoyant. Kind of a racy looking little picture. I guess it's Little Diamond. Clear coat. And look at the spray resin with all these 70s looking flowers on it. That one's so old it doesn't even have a barcode on it. Wonder if it still works after all those years. I would be very surprised. Does it still work? Oh, I'll be darned, it still works. That's surprising. Good nozzle on that thing. Hey Paul, I found your buddy.
Hey!
Pull the string. You gotta turn her around so we can see her. Don't be a square.
Hey, cool, don't be a square.
What else did she say? I dig that crazy beat.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is neat.
You got a beatnik.
A beatnik girl.
That's really neat. So,
She's missing a row of hair, but hey, what beatnik girl isn't?
I bet we could probably fix her up a bit.
Like, when do we eat?
Like, when do we eat? Way out.
Way out.
That's
is
pretty cool.
Awesome.
Good
Sweet.
find.
Made my day.
And I am standing right now on, I don't know what. It's really hard to get around back here at the moment. There's drills and saws. There's a whole bunch of dolls back here actually. Yeah. I think when we uncover this corner, we'll find this is where all the dolls were kept. I need to find my mom a Chatty Cathy. She had one when she was a little girl and does not have it any longer. If you have the, oh yeah, there's like these little furry things up at the top too, kind of 50s-ish looking.
Oh yeah?
If the box is handy, I'm gonna throw out some stuff that needs to go in the trash. Might just haul this whole bin out of here, see what's inside. Well, here's a motorcycle tune-up manual. Looks like he's working on a Honda, like a CB750 in the picture.
Oh yeah, basic motorcycle tune-up.
Stamp collection.
Well, that's handy. They go like in your. You probably have one of these in your Stapper magazine.
Oh, probably. Somewhere we'll find his motorcycle jacket.
Somewhere.
We might be getting warm.
Yeah.
Be amongst all this stuff here.
Holy, this box, this wooden box here.
Oh, what do we have? Oh, some comics. Not terribly old. 20 cent. 15 cent or older. Unless it's the first appearance of someone. Or a little bit more collectible. Not too many of them in there. Tom Hanks. Yeah. Sleepless in Seattle, 1993. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it. What, Sleepless in Seattle?
Nice for Canadians.
Okay, I think a lot of this stuff might end up just being... Oh, there's another comic book. Going through. McPherson editorial cartoons. Yeah, might have to just grab a garbage bag. I'll bring this little bucket out. Well, this box is solid cassettes all the way down to the bottom. Good stuff too. Little Richard, Ike and Tina Turner. Well, that's an early cassette, that is. Look at the container on that thing. And they've kind of come back in fashion. Also found a whole bunch of vintage postcards going back a number of years. Are they stamped? No, they're unstamped. I always prefer them if they've been used because then they tell a bit more of the story. But those are definitely going back. Canon.
Got lots more.
I can officially walk down this hallway. And I found Mark working away. And there's another racks upon racks upon racks of vintage fur coats. Just tons of them. And a human head.
And a human, well, not a real human.
Styrofoam human head.
Pretend human.
Look at these boots. The crazy kind of like snake skin on the end.
Yeah.
And if she liked one, look, there's the brown version right there.
Yeah.
Gotta have them go with all the outfits.
They might even be a pair of it together. Who knows?
Paul is helping me by hauling garbage out from that side. I am kind of looking forward to going through the tool room area to see what tools are back here. It's been inaccessible pretty much this whole time. Not the 80s band In Excess, but inaccessible. But I'm gonna go ahead and guess that there's gonna be a lot of good usable tools down here once we can get to them. But most of this, all clothing. Here's a curious little box. It says E2nd, so Elizabeth II, Queen Mother fur from 1950. And what's inside? Fur. So I guess we're to believe that this was the Queen Mother's fur.
Yeah, these are stoles.
So these are her stoles, maybe. So something a little bit more unique. I wonder how you would prove that, other than the fact that it's written on this box. Unless she asked her to store the furs for her and they ended up in this basement.
Yeah.
I'm using some of these empty bins that are next to me. Yes, there are empty bins in this house to put some of the brand new tools that were never used in the boxes here. Now, none of these are super high-end so far, but they are brand new, never used. Be easy to sell at auction and get a return on our money back. There's also a Ryobi bench grinder. That is something a little bit more special. Saws, I mean, you name it, it's probably down here and probably in brand new condition. So anything that's like that in great shape, it's off to auction and we'll hopefully get a good dollar for it. Checking the bags.
Fabric looks like. Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, lots of
Old
fabric.
pillowcases.
Yeah. I think these are all coats right here. I don't know, we're slowly getting to this trunk. If we can get the clothes off the top, move the old baseball mitt out of the way.
Iron out your differences.
Ha ha ha. Just clothes, that looks like clothing.
Socks.
Little display stands. And there's Meccano sits down here too. Micrometer stand. More tools. More new tools.
You can never go wrong with tools.
No. Better if you use them though.
All tools and wing nuts and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, that's one bin full. And I think some of this stuff, yeah, the saws are on top. They're probably going to fall over if we go to move the coats. So I'll move those out of the way for now.
This is pretty neat.
What is it?
It's, I don't know, but it's really good.
Yep. It's really neat.
Really neat.
Here's a bunch of coats we could get over to Mark. I'm going to put these over in his other pile. We're finding a few clues. This is a scope off of a rifle. So far have not found any rifles or anything like that. No firearms at all. But there is a bow and arrow set up in the rafters.
And then further down, there's lots of arrows in the
Yeah, there's a pile of arrows there, and then you said further down there's more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down this way.
So these were sporting enthusiasts.
Kind of.
Let's see what's in the trunk.
There's a roll of paper.
Hmm.
To do with that.
All right. It looks like it's open. Big moment. What's in the green trunk? Is it stuck?
Yeah, something.
It had a lot of weight on it for a long time. We might have to.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there. that might help. Clothes.
Whoosh. Just that waft of
Must.
musty
Is it closed on the bottom part too? Here, let me hold that.
Get that?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, I can see.
Yeah.
It's closed.
More clothes. Just stacked to the top. Smells like metal.
Where's all the good stuff, Mikey?
Oh, here.
Oh yeah, it's got a. Woo. Hey, look, there's a rummy set.
Your friendly neighborhood rummy. Another
Don't let your mama call you a rummy. There's all sorts of drafting stuff.
oh, there's piles of drafting supplies.
Yeah, this is good. Well, once these clothes are out of this area, we can start to move things over. That'll be a future project. Some more comics.
Is there clothes in these boxes too?
The Cult Files of Dr. Spectre. Slightly creepier than Phil Spector ended up being. It says socks on the outside of it.
All right, let's.
I'm guessing there's gonna be socks in that bin.
What the heck is
I have a feeling there's gonna be some interesting stuff under this pile. Does it look like they were into lapidary? Like this is a chunk of quartz right there. And there's all sorts of, partially cut stones and fragments. There could be all sorts of stone samples on that bench for all I know. Nothing down the side. I wonder what this thing is. Brown's Guitar Factory. I'm not sure what you'd use that for. Unless it was actually for making guitars. Like maybe there was interest in being a luthier at one time. Science fair. Nuts and bolts. Let's see. Just want to look at the little wooden boxes. See what's inside. Usually these are tools.
cigar boxes?
Well, no, I don't think it's a cigar box. It looks like it would hold tools, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not in it right now, though. Like micrometers or things like that. Sometimes come in those little boxes. I can't wait to dig around in this room, actually. Cleared down to what was the original workbench. You can see I'm still standing on 3 feet of stuff here. But I think I found a lathe still brand new in the box. And for those of you that aren't really into tools, it's a handy and very cool thing to have. In fact, I think that's another lathe possibly over next to it. Brand new sets of punch blocks, angle grinders, titanium coated drill bit sets. All this stuff really adds up. And a lot of this stuff still in the original packaging, which is great news for me. I'm going to see if I can lug that lathe up out of here. I better get to it sooner or later. Yuck, yuck. What's going on over here, Paul? I think you'd just be doing this by yourself, even if I wasn't here.
Well, some people play with toy cars. I used to play with my, boots.
Drive them around.
We were poor. We had to make do with what we had.
Yeah, but you weren't so poor. Your parents did. I just had a rock, and I had to lend it to my brother on weekends.
You had a whole rock?
Were those things snakeskin, by the way? Check those out.
Another pair of
platform snakeskin.
Yeah, another pair like 80s, real wild 80s boots, size 6.
Okay.
snakeskin platform boots. Like if you were emulating the Kiss look, this would definitely be the direction you'd want to move in.
Yeah, there's a whole variety of platform shoes down there.
And if you're balding, you could put on one of these. You know, this is probably a fashionable look right now with the two-tone hair. Here we are.
Here we are. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
I was clearing off the workbench over there behind you. That's the tool room over in that direction. And I found a lathe, brand new in the box, like a mini lathe, which is a good score. It's kind of sad that a person doesn't get to use these tools. Oh, look at that, hand-tooled.
It's a tooled leather weekender bag.
Now, technically, that wouldn't be considered a purse, so.
No, that's what ladies would take with matching shoes. If you were just going away for the weekend or just, you know, for the evening, you would take your little day bag where you could put your makeup and sanitary items and
matching shoes.
Yeah.
A nice little thing, skeleton lock on the front.
It's really slick. Somebody's been a while too with that.
Chocolate boxes. And they're empty. Well, no chocolates in them. That would have been a fancy gift to get on Valentine's Day. Chocolate should be for every day, not just Valentine's Day. Something kind of fun. 1961 Barbie case. Custom made little dress. Her hair's not too bad. But her original outfits are all still in here. Pretty collectible little piece. Of course, the most collectible one is the very first Barbie. Should be worth quite a bit of money. But even early 60s Barbies like this are a good find. I'm happy about that. The guys are back.
Yeah, well,
4 or
that's what I
5
say.
hours a night, you know, like,
I'll wait
Loading
until
up.
like the third season or something
Yeah.
like that.
They're loading up. It looks like you're on the other side of prison bars visiting each other.
Yeah.
fast and furs.
No touching. And David's hauling stuff upstairs. After several hours of digging, managed to tunnel my way into what would have been the laundry room. Oddly, there's no laundry in the laundry room. Poor little Raggedy Ann. Looking all sad. She's been lost back there. Don't worry. We found you. Looks like this was pretty organized at one point in time. The yarn on the walls. In the boxes we have leather. I've been trying to find the vintage motorcycle jacket for Paul. He's really interested in. But I think that's just scraps. It might have been a nice old jacket at one time. All throughout, there's funny little things. And I'm just kind of gathering and collecting. The other guys have gone to go and take a truckload of stuff. And hopefully be back soon. I'm supposed to be having dinner with my mom tonight. And that might not happen if they don't get back here fairly soon. In the meantime, I'm going to keep digging. Look at all these patterns. All vintage patterns in here. More dolls down below. Valley of the Dolls. So far that beatnik doll was probably the best one. Let's see, this one's sitting on a chair. She's been sitting on a chair for many years. There's all sorts of dolls back here. Donald Duck. I'm sure this area will prove interesting once we can actually get back here properly. Oh look, there's some kind of another sewing machine down there. Some suitcases. Boxes of cassettes. Yeah, this might be a job for tomorrow. It is getting close to the end of the day. Have not seen a mouse yet, thankfully. Not a live one anyway. Was waiting for that moment to happen, and it didn't yet. Well, hopefully the guys will be here soon. We'll call it a night. And so far from my scrounging around in the basement, I got a whole bunch of tools. Rockwell saws, jigsaws, bench grinders, everything all brand new. Never used in the box. Some of them are brand new but out of the box. They still have some stickers on them. But a lot of good tools so far. And that's not all. The basement's coming along pretty good too. That's it. Got my treasures loaded up for the day. They are working on getting that van as full as can be. It's so dark out now, you can't even see what's going on, but it's pretty packed in there. Well, that's it for tonight. It's been a really long day, but look, you can actually see all around the basement now where you couldn't see that before. And the little area behind me by the furnace where we had to climb, that's cleared out. The secret room, it was full of fur coats. That's just about cleared out. So, a lot of progress made. I'm ready to call it a night. I'm gonna go home and see my wife and kids and have a nice dinner. But for now, that's about all she wrote. I'll be back again tomorrow to start loading some stuff out to the auction and really start cleaning the house out. Hans and Zenobia should be back, so stay tuned for that episode. There's always something funny that happens. But thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.